heart. Cursing at the pigeon shit on his uniform, he trundled off under the Verge de la Bonne Mort and out through the old city gate for the long hike back to the depot south of the city. He was the only one to see the effigy. Chapter 2. Carrer Pla i Cargol was a narrow street in a city of narrow streets. Elisenda Domènech looked at it now. It had little to mark it out from many of the tiny alleyways around it, she thought. Worn cobbles stretched from the smartly renovated building on the left to the series of smaller, rougher houses on the right, still to be regentrified. On the left, a smart coat of paint on narrow blue balconies and old stone buffed and polished to a new glory. To the right, rusted iron balconies in crumbling stone. One house already under the care of a sympathetic builder, others to follow. Just like so many of the streets in the old city. Except for the body of the man, swinging below one of the ancient windows. That was different, Elisenda decided. She looked back along the street, to the crowd gathering on Carrer Ciutadans, and back up to the figure above. His feet 2 meters above her upturned face. His arms tied above his head to a rope leading out of the glassless window. His nose gone. Cut off. Blood dried around his mouth like a once fashionable goatee beard, and down the front of his shirt and trousers, no longer dripping into the congealed and rusted pool on the stones below. 6 members of the Policia Scientifica were still looking for his nose. "Sotsinspectora?" Elisenda turned on hearing the voice from behind her. A young mozo in the Seguridad Ciutadana, flecks of vomit streaking the front of his dark blue uniform, and a dusty light patch on his sleeve, where he'd hastily tried to brush the stains away. "You were the one who found him?" Elisenda guessed. "Yes, Sotsinspectora," he replied. "On patrol." Elisenda nodded. "What is it?" "The judge is here, Sotsinspectora." Elisenda looked over the mozo's shoulder to the end of the street and sighed. Giudice Roca. My day is complete. I take it the pathologist isn't here yet? "He's already inside the building, Sotsinspectora," the mozo informed her. He looked paler by the minute. "Supervising." "I'm sure he is," Elisenda commented. The mozo stifled a smirk. "What's your name, mozo?" she added. The young man in front of her stiffened. "Mozo Paredes, Sotsinspectora." "Your first name?" "Francesc, Sotsinspectora." "Well, Francesc, just for now, my name's Elisenda." The mozo nodded, relaxing. "And just around the corner from here, there's a bar called El Cercle. Go in there and tell them Elisenda sent you, and get them to give you a brandy. You look like you need one." "Yes, Sotsinspectora. Thank you." They both turned as the judge and the far too expensively dressed court secretary announced their regal passage along the narrow street, nosing haughtily through the lines of white-suited Policia Scientifica, inching painfully along the cobbles on their knees. Elisenda sighed. "And get one for me while you're at it." "Useless, bloody judges!" Elisenda swore, kicking the door open and crashing through, a bundle of files in her left hand, a mobile phone in her right. She walked on through the outer office she shared with the local investigation unit to her own department, the newly formed experimental unit that worked exclusively on serious crimes throughout the whole of the Girona police region, and kicked a second door open. The room was empty. Everyone either still at the Carrer Pla i Cargol scene, out at court, or not on shift yet. Checking her watch, she went into her office, flopping all the files onto her desk, and sitting down. "Bloody judges,"